Will we be getting pregame run in from both of y'all? We need the fire, passion, and energy out of y'all. Man, I feel like I had been called out for not doing the pregame run, John. Welcome to My God a Podcast. I'm Jim Wood. In this episode, John Powell and I preview Georgia's SEC opener against the Tennessee Volunteers on the road. We talk through what we're looking for in the game, and we answer questions from you, our listeners. As always, remember to check out the newly redesigned MyGottaPodcast.com to see our latest merch. And you can follow us on social media at MyGottaPodcast. Finally, if you need help with your website or your online presence, head over to workingwebmedia.com/dogs. Now, let's join the conversation in progress. All right, John.
We're back.
We're back. Um,
Another venture to Orange Land.
yeah, yeah. I always I've been complaining like for years about like, oh, I don't like how we're playing Auburn too soon, we're playing Tennessee too late, these kinds of things. And I feel like we went too far and now we're playing Tennessee too soon.
We're playing Tennessee way too soon, I think.
Yeah.
It should definitely be. What's the historical matchup on this one
I
normally?
mean, back like when I don't know, I just feel like everything should go the way back at when it was like when we were in college. It was like the fifth game of the year ish. It was
Okay.
somewhere around there. Back when we were in school. So
Yeah, it wasn't the first SEC, wasn't the
exactly.
SEC opener.
Exactly. Now you could argue like, hey, 1980, you know, right at the beginning. So
hmm
it's
Hey,
happened before.
maybe we're gonna replicate it.
That's right. That's right. I like that. I like that line of thinking.
Yeah, we're gonna strike lightning with with some 1980s throwback game time situation. Yeah, man, nothing sucks like a big orange. I hate Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a fan. They were, I mean, like for me, kind of coming into school, this was like the probably like my most hated team at the time because they had beaten us so many times in a row. So yeah, very different from like I'm sure like these kids today are like, yeah, whatever, Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It just depends on what era you were raised in.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Um, I
Nowadays, the kids don't even know what a good Florida team's like.
oh my gosh, I know. I know. Did you see the how like someone voted them like higher than USF than the AP poll or something, and then like shut her Twitter down or something?
Yeah, I'm
So,
sure.
anyways, um, is like trying to prep for this and like get into like now we're in the season, like things are getting serious. I've tried to get a little bit more serious. So I started Band of Brothers, John. I just wanted you to let you know that.
You started it, so you're on episode one, or did you
I
already?
decided to restart. Like I think I found where I was, but I was like, you know what? Like I don't know. It's been a minute, so I just started back over. And yeah, it's so good. It's so
So
good.
we've got like a quasi Band of Brothers campaign alongside the college football campaign. Should I join in with you on this
Ooh,
so that we can have a little Band of Brothers campaign situation,
uh,
so that we can have something to talk about and the entertainments.
yeah. Nice, nice. Hey, that's fine. I welcome all who want to join me on my Band of Brothers journey. So
Yes. All right, so you're on episode one, so I need to catch up.
yeah, So I have finished episode one. I finished episode one. I
Oh,
actually did that, and
interesting.
I did that. Actually did that yesterday.
I
So
think if I remember, one of the fun facts that I didn't mention on the from the Austin P episode, since we're talking about this off the rails, um, the when I mentioned like the last train to Clarksville, like that military base that's there, I think was it Fort Campbell? I can't remember. But that was actually one of the things in the was for the 101st Airborne was there. Like that was where like the Vietnam era soldiers I think trained or
mm,
something along those lines. Like that was something that came up in the research that there was a lot of soldiers went through there basically.
gotcha, gotcha. My thing is, when Dwight with Bulldogs battling breast cancer, their like second tournament, that's kind of like the players tournament that's a little bit harder to win. That's at Currahee like golf club, outside of Toccoa.
Yeah, every time I hear them say Curry, I'm like, ah, yes, Band of Brothers.
I mean, I've driven by that mountain like who knows how many times. So like if you would go like from where my parents' place is on Lake Hartwell to where my grandparents lived, like in Banks County, like that's on the way. So I've driven by that who knows how many times. So
Got it.
when they had like the overhead shot of that, like with the first time they went there in the first episode, I was like, ah, like I've seen that so many times. So it was cool.
Got it. And yes, I was right. It was the 101st Airborne that's in
Okay.
Clarksville, Tennessee, Fort Campbell.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway.
All right, let's dive in. Josh is getting angry. uh,
You have not subscribed to the 20-ish minute podcast, my friends. Buckle
uh,
up. We're gonna have some fun.
so good. So good. Okay, let's remind folks just like a couple of things. So you can go follow the podcast at My God a Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Um, you can follow John at PalJohnT on Twitter. You can follow me at JimWoodPNP. And as always, just reminder, we are affiliated with Homefield. You can use code HunkerDown to get 15% off your first order from Homefield. And you can always head over to homefield.mygodapodcast.com. All right. So matchup with the Vols. Saturday it is a 3:30 game. So we're at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. Both teams coming in at 2-0. The Dogs are ranked number 6. Tennessee is ranked number 15. Um, like I mentioned, this is the ABC game. We've got the big crew: Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Holly Rowe. And the official hashtag that we will forget to use is hashtag UGA verse 10. So UGA VSTENN. Um, Always wild to look at the series history. Georgia leads the series history 29-23. Just kind of crazy, like how few times we have played them, and also two ties. So um, just kind of weird how long we went without playing them annually. Um, Last
It
year the
is kind of
Dogs.
weird.
It is like if you look at like the Winsipedia, like just like look at the gap. It's kind of crazy. Um, and then the Dogs won the last matchup last year, 31-17 in Athens, in November, in mid-November. So very big difference here. If you are heading to Knoxville, weather looks pretty nice. So it looks like partly sunny, 85 degrees, real feel of 90. So enjoy your time out there. For all the dogs that are traveling, um, should be a fun one. I will not be there. I have not been there for quite some time, but I have been. Um, it's fun to go
I've
there,
not
but
been to that one.
oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah.
Not been to that one.
Okay.
I haven't been to very many away games, but
I went twice. The last time I was there was the Hobnail Boot game, actually. So,
ooh,
yeah, yeah,
I like that. I like that.
yeah, that was fun.
We'll be looking to pack their hobnail boots this weekend for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right. I know we play these guys every year. Do you have?
I didn't do the fun facts, man. Yeah, we
That's
play
fine.
them. We play them every year. I tried to dig into some fun facts associated with the mascot, but it was all kind of boring.
Okay.
They're very similar. Like I thought I was gonna like maybe go on a tangent about Smokey. Um, but I was not able to find much dirt. He's a good looking dog, as dogs go. But he is a Tennessee dog, so
Yeah, seriously.
whatever. Their mascot situation is very similar to UGA's. Matter of fact, Smokey, I guess there's a fun fact that Smokey was one of the first live dogs to run out onto the field,
Hmm.
um, like during a pregame or whatever. Um, let's see here. What did I find on him? Um, yeah, I mean, The Smoky's been around for quite some time. It wasn't it was actually picked by the students back in 1953. So and actually I did find some other interesting stuff. Like everything associated with the University of Tennessee's mascot is kind of similar to UGA's in terms of like there's one family that
Mm.
raises them. They've only had 10 of them. Um and let's see here. They, uh, yeah, he's been the subject of kidnappings and etc. I don't believe that he's been to the Emmys. I do not believe that he's been to the Emmy Award show.
Mm.
Um,
I'll go into the Oscars.
the Oscars, sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
That's that. Isn't that the Emmy? No, that's that. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Because he was in a movie.
Uh,
He was in Midnight of Garden of Midnight in
Correct.
the Garden of Good and Evil.
Correct. Yes, it's the
TV series.
Academy Awards. That's what it is.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the award is called the Emmy or Oscar, sorry. Let's see here. Blue Tick Hound. Yeah, there's one family that does it, and I was looking through my notes, but yeah, nothing exciting. We play these guys every year. We hate orange. Everybody dresses like they're going on a camping trip, or a hunting trip.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
All good.
screw them.
Let's let's then hit Hasty's Margaret history. All right. Just so everyone knows, I told Jason that I feel like this one was written like for me. So I will now I will now dive in. Georgia fans are accustomed to having ESPN's college game day broadcast from our campus. This has especially been true during Kirby Smart's tenure as head coach. Game Day's first visit to Athens came almost 30 years ago on October 10th, 1998, which, holy cow, that was my freshman year, almost 30 years ago. I'm old. Um, Georgia finished the 1997 season with a record of 10 wins and 6 losses, and a final ranking of number 10 in the AP poll. Many key contributors from that team included quarterback Mike Bobo, running back Robert Edwards, and wide receiver Hines Ward. Either exhausted their eligibility or else moved on to the NFL. In light of the personnel changes, the offseason discussion around Georgia's football season centered on the battle to replace Mike Bobo. Four scholarship quarterbacks made their case during fall camp: Quincy Carter, John England, Nate Hibble, and Mike Usry. Carter had played minor league baseball before enrolling in college. The fifth quarterback candidate, Daniel Cobb, was sidelined due to a medical condition. At running back, Olandis Gary, a transfer from Marshall, and Patrick Pass were competing for the starting running back position. They were joined in the competition by highly touted freshman Jasper Sanks, who had spent the previous season at Fork Union Military Academy to correct grade issues. Despite the competition at certain positions, junior Champ Bailey was entrenched as a three-way star at receiver, cornerback, and punt returner. He was mentioned in the national media as a potential Heisman Trophy candidate due to his versatility, and also future namesake of John Powell's dog.
Yes. Which, by the way, we just got Camden just got a New Jersey that is Champ Bailey.
Nice. Amazing. Let's see. Quincy Carter was named starting quarterback only 2 days before the opening game against Kent State, while Olandis Gary would start at running back. Um, if you're watching on YouTube, there is a red and black that says Carter named starting quarterback. And I distinctly remember like walking to class that week and grabbing a red and black from like the red and black, whatever newsstand, I guess. And like, that's how I found out, which is also crazy. Like back then, there was no Twitter or anything. Like I actually found out from the newspaper. Georgia, ranked number 19 to begin the season, started off 3-0, going into a tough night game at number 6 LSU. Carter solidified his hold on the quarterback position with a stellar performance and a 28-27 win over the Tigers. This set up a matchup of undefeated number 7 Georgia and undefeated number 4 Tennessee in Athens on Saturday, October 10th. ESPN's College Game Day, then in its fourth year and hosted by Lee Corso, Chris Fowler, and Kirk Herbstreit, announced that they would be coming to Athens over games involving UCLA, Colorado, and Kansas State. It was also announced that the game day set would be at the Tate Center. I reached out to legendary Georgia sports information director, now retired, Claude Felton, who recalled that ESPN wanted a vantage point from which they could see into the stadium from the game day set. So they selected a site on the roof of the Tate Center. Felton also recalled that the roof had to be reinforced, so extra supports were added from below because of the added weight of the set. Today, the game day set is large and has multiple components, but in 1998, according to Felton, they only had one production truck and a couple of equipment trucks. To help prepare the Tate Center for the big event, the university recruited students to help build a temporary wooden staircase leading to the game day set. Man, I don't remember that part, but like I went, like I was down there. It was wild.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was wild. When Lee Corso arrived on the set that Saturday, he was met with loud chants of Corso sucks from fans gathered on the bridge separating Sanford Stadium and the Tate Center. For his part, Corso said that the Georgia crowd was the best crowd I've ever done by far. The game was a disappointment for the Dogs, though Champ Bailey continued to make a case for being the most versatile player in the country. For the day, Bailey participated in 101 total plays, 37 on offense, 50 on defense, and 14 on special teams. He is now in both the College Football and Pro Football Halls of Fame. Georgia ended the 1998 season with a 9-3 record and a final ranking of number 14 in the AP poll. So that is Hasty's Harvard history.
Man, Champ Bailey.
Dude,
What
absolutely.
what an absolute stud.
He was a legend. He's the one,
Yeah.
like when people ask me like who's the best like player you've ever seen, I have to say him. I mean, he was that whole team. And it's like, people got upset like the next year, like, oh, why did Quincy regress as a sophomore? It's like, well, we didn't have Champ Bailey to throw to anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
so I don't
Yeah.
know. Just a reminder for everyone, there, as always, there is, the fall exhibit going on at the Hargret Library. So be sure to stop by and say hey to Jason. He gives a free tour every Friday during the season. So and this year's is on swimming and diving coach legend Jack Bowerly.
We'll have
I
to have him. We'll have to have him do a. We'll have to have him do a like a sneak peek or a trailer or something like that for Target history on the bye week or something.
mm, nice. Um, I was going to so that newspaper that said Quincy, like said Carter name starting quarterback, like you're gonna be shocked to learn this, John. But I still
You
I
have
totally
it.
have it. I totally have that. That's in the stack that I have. I was gonna go grab it and like hold it up, but I never did. So apologies, but I know where it is. Uh,
I'm not shocked at
not
all.
surprised. Not surprised whatsoever. All right. Jason, thank you as always for pulling that together.
Yes. Thank you, Jason.
All right, let's hit the news and notes. The main thing I went through Kirby's press conferences and was really just checking to see on status for Juan Gaston and Ernest Green. Um, Unfortunately, on Monday they got the hopeful kiss of death. So he said both Juan and Ernest. We'll learn more about today and see where they are. They're both coming off of bumps and bruises and injuries, but hopeful to get them back. So that was on Monday. On today's press conference, like he didn't give a hopeful kiss of death or anything, but he didn't really give much of an update. So, um, so there's that. I don't know. Based on past history with him using that phrase, I think we'll be lucky to see them out there.
Suboptimal.
Suboptimal for sure. Um, on the other side, though, this wasn't from Josh Heupel's press conference, but this was reported by Pete Thamel of ESPN. So, like, there would have been like Tennessee's projected like top two corners are both out.
Hmm.
So Jermod McCoy was like a preseason All America selection. And then junior Ricky Gibson the third, they're both like ruled out, not playing. Um, McCoy was injured, like he hasn't played yet this year, like he's injured in the offseason. But Gibson was injured like in the Syracuse game, and then did not play last week, and apparently is going to be a no go this week. So something to watch for sure.
Those are definitely big losses for Tennessee because McCoy was a lockdown corner.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And I think he's didn't he like tear his ACL or something? So
Yeah, like in January, I think. Like in like workouts after the season.
got it.
Um,
Hey, maybe it's a that's a good thing that we're playing them earlier.
yeah, true. Good point. Good point. um, I had just a few things, just like on, like before we get into like the offense, like just like on playing them, like it's kind of weird. I guess kind of forget like this was a Tennessee was a playoff team last year, right? So I guess that's kind of like a thing that we add to the college football lexicon now, or I guess it gets stated more. Um, so that's the whole thing. Um, and then we talked about like the time of year we're playing them. So this is the earliest matchup between Georgia and Tennessee since 1995. That game was played actually, John, 30 years ago today. So that game was played September 9th, 1995. Um,
Hmm.
and one Kirby Smart recorded his first career interception in that game. He picked off Peyton Manning. That was his first ever interception.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Not many people can say that.
yeah, for sure. Um, okay, so this is gonna get into like a there's this is kind of like a something's got to give type of game. So we actually have a chance to extend. So Georgia, we are currently in our on our all time longest win streak against Tennessee at 8 games. So we've won 8 straight in the series. That's the most we've ever won in a row over them. We have a chance to extend this streak to 9 and tie Tennessee, who holds the longest streak. So they won 9 games in a row between 1989 and 1999. Um, Kind of counter that, Tennessee has won 5 SEC home openers in a row. This is their SEC home opener. Counter to that, Georgia has not lost at Tennessee since 2015, and we have not lost to Tennessee since 2016. So getting into that 8 in a row. So I don't know, recent history definitely on our side there.
Yeah, the recent history, the Kirby Smart era. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's do the usual stuff. Like at the team level, Tennessee has us on net yards per play. Their net yards per play are 3.05. Georgia's at 2.07. Slightly better in the turnover margin. They are even. We're -1 in the turnover margin. I think Tennessee has 2 takeaways and 2 giveaways. All right, let's talk about the Georgia offense. Like what we're looking for from the Georgia offense when Georgia has the ball. I'll just give some notable defenders that are playing. So Arian Carter is Tennessee's leading tackler, 13 total tackles, 1 sack. Jeremiah Telander is a linebacker. He's got 1 pick and 6 total tackles. And then Joshua Josephs is a senior defensive lineman, and he has 2 sacks for Tennessee. Um, yeah,
Still early days.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I don't know, man. I mean, for me, like, first start on the road for one Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah.
But let's remember in 2017, the game at Tennessee was Jake Fromm's first like SEC road start. He had started on the road at Notre Dame already, um, but this was his first SEC road start.
A heck of a season. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think that we're going to be. I think that the we all know. I mean, if you've listened to the podcast long enough, you know that ultimately it's going to come down to can Stacy Searles get the offensive line to eat their Wheaties?
Let me shout out to Fresh IRC podcast who submitted this listener question. Can the offensive line buck up and play confident football? So I pulled that up here because I knew that was going to be your topic. So
Yeah, that's ultimately going to be the big question mark is can we give Gunnar Stockton time and then conversely can Gunnar find the downfield options because I have a feeling that they're going to be looking at the run game and they're going to have to dial everything up to stop it and it's just going to be our first test of can Gunnar Stockton beat us.
mm,
Um, they're going to
yep.
make Gunnar Stockton beat them basically. Um, I think it's interesting because Dwight Phillips has, I think he's got like 9 yards a carry or something like that that he's averaging
Mm,
right now. So feed the stud. I imagine he's going to get opportunities throughout the game. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So the converse to that is that if you can get the run game going with them dialing up pressures and packages and blitzes and things like that, if they've got 11, if they're putting 9, 10 guys in the box, that means that there's opportunity to break one. If you can get behind the defense, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I would love to see him showcase that track speed that we've talked about. Grind them into a pulp. If we can't figure out the passing game, just figure out a way to win through grinding it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on the peanut thing. Like, he has really impressed me, and I just like the way he carries the ball. I mean, his acceleration is insane. He's got that track speed. So agreed there. I would expect to see. I think last week the playbook was not all there. I think it will all be there. So I expect to see like the zone read and option type stuff be back on the table. And I think that I don't know, my gut tells me that's going to kind of help Gunner feel comfortable and potentially like kind of get him going, on the right track. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then also like, man, throw to the tight end. Like from when I was watching, I didn't watch any of their game last week, but from their game against Syracuse, like they seem to be susceptible. The defense seems to be susceptible over the middle. Um, and one other thing that I'll say to hopefully make you feel better, John, is Tennessee's secondary coach is still Willie Martinez. So,
Third and Willie. Forgot about that.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
Um,
Rodney Garner is still the defensive line coach too, by the way.
Rodney Garner.
It's crazy.
Man, these guys are just sticking around, aren't they?
I know. I know. Not there for a long time.
All right. Well, I look forward to giving them what they deserve.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, offensive line, Gunnar Stockton,
Yeah.
story of the game.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's what I'll be looking for.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
I agree.
Um,
I'm with you, man.
as far as who's I'm worried about, anytime I see a senior defensive lineman as the sack leader, granted he's only got 2 sacks, but um, I would say that yeah, I would say that Joshua Josephs, he's going to be one of the guys that I'm looking for as well.
Yeah.
Seems
I
like
mean,
they got a pretty decent squad over there on the defense.
yeah. I mean, they're good. I mean, they were. I think everyone had kind of like just assumed they were going to fall off, like without Nico. I guess maybe. So I think they were voted like what, like ninth in the SEC preseason. So but yeah, they've looked good thus far. So
It's time to figure out how big a boy are you right now.
yeah,
Because on
seriously.
paper, this is supposed to be a pretty close game, and I believe that's how the bookies have it.
Yeah, I mean it does. It definitely looks close. And I think like the this side of the ball, like Georgia's offense and Tennessee's defense, I think are pretty evenly ranked, but they're not excelling as much as Tennessee's offense and Georgia's defense. I think that's the more like I guess like I don't know. Those are both more highly ranked within the FBS. Those sides of the ball.
Right.
But I think both do
Well,
seem to be pretty evenly matched. So like Georgia's like 37th in FBS on like total yards. Tennessee's 53rd on yards allowed. So it's pretty even. Okay. Um, when Tennessee has the ball, let's talk about that a bit. So new quarterback. Which by the way, this is the fourth consecutive year in a row that Tennessee is breaking in a new quarterback. Um, so they've got Joey Aguilar. He's a senior. He's like a super duper senior. So he's 39 to 59 for 535 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, and a 170.24 QBR. Um, this guy though, like you hear of him as being like the UCLA transfer, right? Kind of like the trade. with UCLA for Nico, but he was actually at App State the last 2 years. Like he transferred twice this offseason. So he went from App State to UCLA, then UCLA got Nico, and so then he transferred to Tennessee. Um, Also, this guy was like a 2019 recruit. So remember when Tennessee fans were making fun of Stetson Bennett being old? Like, come on, guys. So, anyways, uh, um, he's only in college still because of the whole like the Diego Pavia thing, like the sued to have junior college seasons does not count. So that's he was in JUCO before he was at App State. So let's see. Their leading rusher is Star Thomas. He's a senior. He's got 161 yards and 3 touchdowns on 24 carries. Deshaun Bishop is a sophomore, 150 yards and a touchdown on 14 carries. And then Chris Brazel is a junior receiver, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns on 14 catches. And Mike Matthews, sophomore receiver, 140 yards, 1 touchdown on 8 catches. So just some of the guys to watch for. I mean, you know, it's a Josh Heupel offense. I watched most of the game against Syracuse. It looks the same to me. Like, you think like, oh, Heupel, air raid, etc. I mean, they do throw the ball a lot, but they also run the ball a lot too. It's a lot of fast pace, line up, get to the line of scrimmage, run the next play. So a lot of zone reads, inside zone handoffs, a lot of short passes, and then they kind of lull you into the deep ball. So they're doing the same thing they've been doing since he got there.
Yeah, I think that does Kirby Smart still have a handle on this offense is going to be one of the questions that we'll have in relation to the Tennessee offense versus our defense.
Yeah. Um, don't be shocked if this offense scores the first time they have the ball. That's what they do against us every year. So like, I mean that's kind of been the thing the last couple, especially the last 2 years. They score on us early. It's almost like we kind of see what's going on and kind of feel it out, and then we really turn it on. So that's kind of how we played the last couple of years. So I wouldn't be shocked to see that again either.
Right.
Okay. Anything else there?
On the Tennessee offense versus our defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm interested to see this running attack that they've got because they've got a couple of running backs that are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Um, their Deshaun Bishop has a pretty similar yards per carry as Dwight Phillips.
Okay.
But yeah, Deshaun Bishop is someone to look out for. Star Thomas, it's a pretty good name. Why does that name sound familiar? Is he a transfer?
Mm, I'm not sure.
Hmm. Let's put some glasses on
Trying to put glasses on it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a transfer from New Mexico State and Duke. So he played at New Mexico State and Duke and transferred to Tennessee for 20 this season. So
Okay.
for some reason it sounded like it was interesting.
I feel like you don't
He
remember
also
him from
was
New.
a
I just feel like you don't remember him from New Mexico State and Duke. FYI.
no, but he had almost 1,000 yards rushing at
Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but that name just sticks out to me. For some reason, I don't know why. Interesting, Jim. He played for Coffeeville, as opposed to Coffee Town.
Nice.
He played for Coffeeville Community College.
Okay. 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 Man,
So
you gotta watch out
another,
for those. Watch out for those collarbones.
right? Yeah, no, these this running back attack is going to be something I'm interested to see if we can stop to make them one dimensional as well. Um, because like you said, the offense is predicated on a lot of quick throws and things like that, but they do run a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They definitely do. They definitely do. Yeah. Don't mistake and think that they just are like air raid throwing like downfield like every play. I mean, they'll do that. They'll do that, but they're predicated on running the ball for sure.
Yeah, I mean they ranked number 20th in FBS on rushing yards right now. I mean they have number 2 ranked offense, so
Yeah, and that's where like the overall thing. Yeah, they're the second ranked offense. We're the eighth ranked defense. So
yep.
um, definitely a strength on strength when that's out there. But I mean, that's been the case for the last few years, and our defense has
We've
gotten the
we've we've turned out okay.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Okay. Um, you hit the special teams.
That's it. Or do they take it seriously, Jim?
They do take it seriously.
Okay.
Yes. So their punter is Jackson Ross. He is from Melbourne. So he's a junior. He's probably friends with Brett Thorson. I'm just gonna assume that. He's 5 punts for 211 yards, 42-yard average. And then their kicker is 4 for 4 field goals, and then perfect on extra points. Max Gilbert, he's a sophomore. Let's see. Great in the great name category. They have sophomore Boo Carter is their punt returner. So hopefully Brett Thorson keeps him returnless. So
Yes. I have a feeling that that's going to be a thing.
yeah, and Thorson's had some big games against Tennessee in the past as well. So hopefully he doesn't ever punt, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'd rather you never see the field, Brett.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. I think that's what we got on that. We had a good batch of listener questions though. Do you want to hit those?
Let's hit the listener questions.
All right. As always, the listener questions are brought to you by Working Web Media. So Working Web Media, we've been working with them for a few years now, helped us redesign mygottapodcast.com. Been great help with that. They work with a ton of small businesses in Georgia and beyond. So if you've got a small business and you need help with your website or maybe just your online presence in general, head over to workingwebmedia.com/dogs and they will know that we sent you their way. All right, JP, let's start it off as we always do with the building bonus from Brett Belding. TM. Number one, which gimmick thing will they do this year? Last time it was Peyton and Dolly. They've done gray uniforms in the past. I actually have an answer to this. I have an actual answer. They are doing the checker nail-in thing with the
That's
fans.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So they're gonna do the orange and white sections to checker the fans. So dogs come to town, they gotta do something like that. Second, is there a college football song more annoying than Rocky Top?
I don't know, between Rocky Top and that stupid Gator song that's like the shark attack, the dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, it's like
dun.
it's like you're alligators, you're not sharks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think the simple answer is no. No, there is not.
Correct.
Brett told us ahead of time that he was considering doing the Belding bonus, and I asked if there'd be a fourth TM. So he did add a bonus. Can Gunner throw a deep ball, please?
Yes, I think he can. I mean, we've seen it. Jim, you walked me off the ledge by showing me some clips from last season where he very clearly can throw outside the numbers and can throw deep balls and things like that. So we just need to see it.
We do.
Let's see.
So I did another film. I didn't watch the whole thing, but Aaron Murray did a Gunner Stockton or like a Georgia film review or whatever. It was mainly on Gunner. That also made me feel better. Like at the start of the game, he did say like second quarter not so great, but first quarter and then kind of on from there was good. So that I would recommend watching that if you want to see some positivity from someone who knows what they're talking about.
What was the general consensus? Summer, give me the Cliff's notes.
So it was that like so basically it doesn't have to be like a 50-yard bomb to be a quote explosive play. So like he was showing plays that are like by the definition of what explosive means, right? Like this was an explosive play. It was about like getting the ball out fast, making the right read. It was also kind of like a Bobo thing, right? Like on the play calling. So like there was like a wheel route to Taylor Taylor that he was very high on. And then also like getting the ball out quick to branch on the perimeter. Like those were a couple of the things. Um, I mean, he called out some things that he needs to see better downfield. I will say, John, there was one, like I think it was one of your examples. There was a ball where like Kobe Young, I think, was out, like it was open kind of on the right side of the field. And this one was actually Coach Hayes was saying like he didn't throw that because of where the safety was. It was actually the right decision, but there was somebody else open like over the middle that I think he should have thrown to. So,
Mm.
you know, I think the offense got kind of a little off after that first fumble. Um, so I don't know, but like I said, I think I feel like he'll um like adding the ground game with Gunner. I feel like hopefully gets him a little bit more loose and then gets him cutting it loose as well.
Okay.
Um, let's see. I don't have a graphic for this for those on YouTube, but did want a shout out for John and I's one of our fraternity brothers, David Lee. Shout out David Lee. We've talked about David in the past as well. So his son is up for athlete of the year. His son is Emerson. He does crew through Lake Lanier rowing. So I'm going to throw a link. Like if you're on YouTube, it'll be in the description. We'll throw it in the show notes. Just asking for all you dogs out there to go out and vote for Emerson for athlete of the year. He's in to the quarterfinals right now. He could get like a 3 brand ad in Sports Illustrated if he wins. So that'd be pretty sweet. So be sure to head out there and vote for Emerson. His dad is a DGD and a fraternity brother to John and
Amen.
I. All right. Oh, let's see. Next up, we have John Michael D with a little Stitious update and a full disclosure. So John Michael D let us know that he had to watch on his phone last weekend as he was out of town and missed giving us the update live. He usually gives us the update like right at kickoff. So the update for this week was Gunner had the same gear but moved to a double stack wristband on one side. Naturally, I noticed this after the early fumble. Amazing. 2 of 2, John Michael D's disclosure. He said was watching most of the game during a bachelor party while we played an Augusta scramble on a golf simulator. Didn't have a change of hat or clothes handy like I would have employed at home. I'll take the hit for lack of fire, passion, and energy, and improve.
We appreciate the dedication. The stacked wristbands is interesting.
It is. It is. We'll have to, John Michael D. You gotta be on the lookout and let us know what's going on.
Maybe that's why he couldn't throw it downfield because his hands were so heavy. He was just off. He was just off center.
Too many wristbands. What do I do? Let's see. Next up, we've got 51-7 GATA. Has Tennessee improved as much as I think they have at quarterback, with them getting the better deal due to the trade with UCLA? Yeah, that's the thing I was saying earlier. Like, he never played with UCLA, but
yeah, he never played. But I think it's just one of those things where it just remains to be seen, right? Like you saw USF kind of handled Florida, and Lagway's kind of in that same boat too. Like everybody's really high on Lagway's abilities. Now, like their season is kind of down. Like this is the first test that Tennessee's really had.
yeah, I agree. I'm honestly I'm not sure. I will say this: like Aguilar is in a much better situation at Tennessee than Nico is at UCLA. Like I think that's the main thing is like
Right.
Nico downgraded his own situation by going there. Like so I'm curious if it's more that than like Aguilar's a better quarterback than Nico. So for what it's worth. For what it's worth.
Yeah. When you FAFO.
Let's see. Fletcher Proctor. How incredible is the post-game locker room Kirby speech going to be on the Sunday morning highlight tweet? Really excited for Jelly Roll or Morgan Wallen to be the game day guest picker, and the social media team use his music for the highlight victory tweet. Amazing.
Have they announced who the guest picker is?
Mm-mm. No, I
Okay.
haven't seen it. You got any
Okay.
predictions? Do you like Fletcher's or
I like Fletcher's. I would really hate to see Jelly Roll up there. I don't know. The tattoos just always make me, I don't know, gives me the heebie-jeebies. But hasn't Morgan Wallen's already been on before, right? Which I know that's not unprecedented to have him on again, but
right?
let's see who else would be up there. Kenny
Um,
Chesney, maybe.
I was trying to think of who that because Kenny Chesney is like a fan of all college football teams. Um,
But he's in his OG like albums, like he talks about Tennessee, like and he
yeah,
is, yeah,
I agree. I agree. I think Tennessee is who he actually likes, but I feel like he's like kind of like floats around and
fair
supports
enough.
supports multiple teams.
Fair. I mean, I'm sure just like everyone else that's has these songs, like they appeal to the they appeal to the lowest common denominator that's around them.
Right, right, right.
I don't know. I'll go Kenny Chesney just to be different.
Honestly, that's who I was gonna go with. So we'll agree. We're gonna go old school My God Up podcast and like just hardcore agree on stuff.
Nice.
Let's see, all school. Have we been hiding the offensive playbook the first 2 weeks, or have we just chosen to mildly stress the offense so we can see who in the offensive line can block and who of the running backs can perform? The defense is shaping up fine. Maybe it's a good time to emphasize the run. We need to run to win later. Um, yeah, I mean, I would agree in that last part. Um, I'll say this, like historically, look, we don't open up the playbook against those lesser opponents early. Um, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Manufactured adversity. I feel like is where this is going.
it seems like that's been the case. I mean, you heard Kirby kind of almost quietly admit it
Yeah.
in some of the press conferences where he talked about like that's just adversity you got to overcome. Like we, yeah, and you hear some stuff coming out of some of the inside sources and things like that that make you feel that way. So we'll wait and see. I have a feeling that they're going to pull out all the stops if they need to win this game, but I think that Kirby would be just fine being as vanilla and possible and walking away with it, with a victory here. If they sense that they can win without showing their hand, then they'll continue to do it.
Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right.
They'll save it for when they actually need it.
Yeah. 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 For sure. Let's see. Dogs Forever up next. We've shown we can hold the Vols' offensive prowess to 17 points or less, but can we score 21 or more to win this kind of game? I say
I
yes,
think we can.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think we can score definitely over 21. Um, yeah, I think it feels like the first team to 30 wins this game
Hmm.
kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if whoever can get out to a 30 points on the offense, I feel like would have a comfortable time winning this game.
Yeah. With the nugget here, the a Josh Heupel led Tennessee has never scored more than 17 points on Georgia. So
Right.
yeah. Let's see. Jake is up next. I think the strategy is to continue to use short passes and strong runs to solidify the offense while Gunner grows. Rely on a strong defense and squeeze opponents with the Kirby Death March. Not always pretty, but patience is the key. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
Yeah.
what I talked about was that
Yeah.
if they'll probably poke and prod with the same stuff that we've been trying to do. I have a feeling they're gonna let Gunner run a little bit more than they have. It felt like that he was forced to not run in some of
Mhm.
those situations that we had in the last game. So um hopefully that gives him a little bit more confidence as he goes to play his first opponent on the road in a pretty raucous environment. Um, yeah, I would say that they'll continue to kind of use those easy passes to build confidence. And if they work, then they'll continue doing them. If they don't, then they'll probably pivot and try something else. Like I said, I think that they would prefer to just stay as vanilla as possible and win this game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned earlier the like Fromm's first road start was at Tennessee. I got Graham Coffee had tweeted this earlier today. In that game, let's check out this stat line. And that we won that game 41-0. Remember, Jake Fromm was
Donuts are delicious.
yes. Jake Fromm was 7 of 15 for 84 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So, and we won 41-0. So, pretty crazy.
I'll take a 41-0 win and
Yeah.
shut everybody up.
Right. Right. 100%.
Immediately, everyone shuts up.
Let's see. Aaron King said, "Did Bobo and/or Gunner forget that Delp and Lucky exist, or is this all part of the plan?" I think that came up in Kirby's press conference, and because someone asked like why weren't the tight ends targeted, and he said it's not that they weren't targeted, they just didn't get the ball. There were plays where they were the number one read, and either they weren't open, or he said there were some that Gunner missed. So, um, they're there. I expect those guys to be a big factor this weekend. Honestly.
Yeah.
All right, Craig has checked in. John, Craig has entered the chat. Classic City
Oh boy.
Panic.
Here we
What is the
go.
what is the main issue with this team, and why is it the offensive coaching staff, namely Bobo and Cyril's, like I predicted it was going to be 2 years ago? Even though Jim called me the B word once, but later apologized.
Uh-oh. What's the story there, Jim?
You were in the group chat. It's in our group
Oh,
chat.
I was. Oh, well,
See, it wasn't.
on brand that I don't remember.
um, it was early in the Tennessee game, as I recall. I think like we were winning, and I think Craig was on, doing his Craig stuff, and I was like, dude, we're winning. Like, why are we so upset? And said something. So yeah, I think like a couple days later, he was like, hey man, sorry. Like I was, that was probably a little out of line. He was like, dude, I don't even like. What are you talking about?
You're just too nice, Jim. You're just too nice.
It's pretty funny. So sorry, Craig. Um,
I definitely think that Cyril's is one of those people that should absolutely be taken to task. However, I will say, just like I tend to do, the performance of the team was not on Bobo, was not laid at Bobo's feet in this last game. Because a common phrase that we have in these here parts is the plays were there.
yeah, yeah.
The
I
the
can
plays were there.
I can hear Craig respond. So I'm just gonna say what Craig is saying. Um, he, he's gonna say, part of being the offensive coordinator is calling the plays, but there's also the part of making sure that the players are ready to run those plays that you call. So Craig, just saying that because I know that's what you're gonna say. Um, and I don't know, you could see Kirby. Bobo's not down there in the field. I don't know what his reactions were, but we saw Kirby's reaction to the failed, you know, run to the end zone where it was there. We had two guys block the wrong or like not block the right guy and then didn't finish the run through. And we saw Kirby's reaction. So I don't know. I mean, I think I expect to see a different attitude out of the team in
Yeah.
Knoxville than we saw against Austin P. So I don't know for what it's worth.
Yeah, let's just say that I think that when Kirby was on the mic this week, I imagine that there were some people that were quite afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I definitely think that Cyril's is the bigger issue.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's like I've said, the offensive line that is my concern uh, thus far with this team. All right. James Lawson 87 on Twitter. If we're hiding the playbook for lesser teams, what was UAB 21 when Stet tied the touchdown record? How do you sell NFL development to recruits if you won't put it on tape? And why? And why has Searles never denied being the mastermind behind Hawk to a coin? People are asking. I would say I would compare UAB more to say a Marshall than an Austin B. Um, and I don't think I don't know, did we do anything exotic against UAB that year? I mean, I know we took some deep shots, but that also like that was like Stetson's thing. Like he was looking downfield first thing. That game was also on the heels of like a very frustrating offensive performance against Clemson. And I think that was kind of like a show me type game. And we got the ball downfield and shoot. There was one long Brock Bowers pass was a wheel route, and the pass was maybe 15 yards, and Brock took it to the house. So, but yeah, I mean, we put up 47 points against Marshall, which I would put, in the same vein as a UAB. Austin P. I mean, we've seen stuff like what was it Samford? We beat like I think 30-0 a few years ago. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
But
not worried about I'm not worried about scoring 70 points or selling. I mean, you sell NFL development by getting guys drafted that
mm,
not many people thought would get drafted, like Chaz Chambliss making an NFL roster as an undrafted free agent, for example.
right.
Um, what James Cook is doing out there. Like, there's more to there's more to NFL development than just a bunch of stats on a sheet, as evidenced by teams like, Dan Mullen offenses and, you know, Urban Meyer's offenses and Josh Heupel's not too dissimilar. And then you've got what's his face? Lincoln Riley out there at USC. Like, I don't know. Stats don't necessarily equal everything. So the NFL development is in the is comes later.
Yeah. And I would use I'm gonna just to give an offensive example, I'm gonna use Dominic Lovett as an example. Transferred from Missouri. So at Missouri, those receivers put up, crazy stats and everything, but Lovett came to Georgia, won an SEC championship and made the Lions. Like he's on an NFL roster. So
Yep.
all right, let's go to Herman Wood. Is our fan base Munsoning already? I mean, I don't know, based on the last few questions, maybe, but
I would
Munsoning's
say
dead.
that Munson dead.
Which Tennessee whiskey are y'all reaching for?
Um, I probably won't be.
Am I making this up? Is Old Granddad Tennessee? Or is it just because it's orange, so I think that it's not? Is it Kentucky?
I mean it's bourbon, so I don't know.
Um, oh yeah. Well, bourbon is whiskey. Just whiskey isn't bourbon. So I'm gonna go for bourbon.
Tennessee whiskey though.
Yeah, I would. I mean, the one that I like, I actually had this last weekend. Um, uh,
It's in
bl-
Kentucky. Yeah.
okay, Blue Note.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, juke joint.
I do. Yeah, like this. So the Blue Note, like Crossroads, I think.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoy
those are
that one.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So that would
Okay.
be mine. That would be my answer.
I'll go with that one. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
like those.
yeah, that's a good one.
It's better than the Jack Daniels, although Jack Daniels has some good stuff too.
Okay, okay.
I've
Let's
never
see.
had it, but they have that Sinatra blend, which always kind of sounded intriguing.
The Jack Daniel's Sinatra blend.
Yeah, it's like one of the special bottles that Jack Daniels makes is a Sinatra blend.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't. I definitely haven't had that.
Yeah, it's like, $150 or something like that. So it's one of those like high dollar, it's like a high dollar limited, edition or whatever. It comes in a big fancy case, like a box or whatever. And then there's actually a Jack Daniel's Sinatra Century, which is like that like thousands of dollars.
Okay.
I
I like
know,
how I
John.
just how I associate Old Granddad with Tennessee because the bottle's orange and it's from Kentucky.
Right, right, right.
My bad. My bad. Okay, let's go to Ryan Heinko at Heinko on Twitter. Statistically, Tennessee will score first. To take out the Hillbillies crowd, do we start with a Kirby Death March for the first drive or a quick strike to calm the entire fan base that Athens is not, in fact, on fire?
Yeah, I don't think the game plan here would be to manage possessions for Josh Heupel's offense. So I imagine that the death march will be on, like I said, we're gonna try to hold the ball as much as possible, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
If you limit Heupel's possessions, I think that's a recipe for success.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's see. Kevin at Just Baggett 29 on Twitter. I've get a big old nothing burger for this week since Kirby said line up and play ball. That said, which song has been more effective in the Guantanamo Bay to get answers out of detainees? The Barney theme song or Rocky Top?
I would say Baby Shark, probably.
I don't know if you saw Kevin explained what his last week question was related to.
I didn't
Um,
see that, no.
so he was making reference to the guy. So so it was the fact that Florida State had beaten Alabama, and like remember there was the guy that was like, if Florida State loses to, I can't remember who it was. They lost to someone like super random last year, and the guy had basically said what he would do if they lost, and then he never did it. And then everyone was
Hmm.
kind of like, "Do you just need to follow through to end the curse
Yeah.
or whatever?" So he was suspecting maybe he finally did it, and that's how they beat Alabama. That
Yeah,
was his
there you
joke.
go. Got
So
it.
sorry, Kevin, we were not fast enough to pick up on that last week. Our bad.
Yeah, no, it was just zoop.
But I'm gonna go Rocky Top. Ugh, I heard that song way too many times in college. Not a fan. Not a fan. And I never
Yeah,
had to listen to Baby Shark with my kids, or Baby Shark, or Barney. My kids were in between the Barney craze and the Baby Shark craze, so I never really had either.
oh man. I kind of like Rocky Top on some of the stuff, but like the band playing it over and over again, no.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Boss Dog. How many Kirby Rage strokes will we get? This team feels reminiscent of the 21 team. With this being the SEC opener, will we be getting will we be getting pregame run in from both of y'all? We need the fire, passion, and energy out of y'all. Man, I feel like I had been called out for not doing the pregame run, John.
You and Kim were doing it, although you probably feel inadequate running next to a marathon runner.
Bro, seriously, like I can't keep up. I can't keep up with her now. She runs like way too far. Um, I actually we actually had this insights into conversations in the Wood household. I told Kim, I was like, by the way, we got a question for the episode tonight. And I was like, I've been called out for not doing the pregame run. And she basically said to me what you just said.
She's like trying to keep up, kid.
Man. So, you know, I started off on trying to get some fire, passion, energy. I started Band of Brothers. Right.
There we go. There we
So,
go.
that's step one. Uh, Boss Dog, I will do a pregame run. I will do a pregame
Nice.
run.
Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. What was I? Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday should be fine. I'm actually going to be, yeah, I mean, someone in my kids' youth sports needs to be strangled because they scheduled a third grade cheer game at 7:30 at night on a Saturday.
Mm, mm. In
Fail
Georgia? In Georgia?
in Georgia. Yeah.
When Georgia has a 3:30 game, I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, to their credit, there is no game on the Alabama weekend.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, so I'll definitely be getting in I'll definitely be getting in our pregame run
okay.
for
We'll get
sure.
the runs in. We'll post on the socials to confirm for you, Boss Dog.
No, get the runs in.
Friend of the show, Tim Riley. How much hate and disdain does JP have for Stacy? Will you be able to get through this preview? I will say, I think it was partially probably our text thread that we had with the three of us with Riley as part of where we had some back and forth, and I think that's where Tim was like, "God, are you guys going to be able to to do this week?" And I think that's when I sent the tweet that made you feel a little better. So
Yeah, Stacy and I are still not on speaking terms. I need him to come through. Like I said, I need get the offensive line to eat their Wheaties, Stacy.
So Tim's question is, who do we see step up Dylan Bell-esque style 2023 this year in Fatville land? You remember that 2023, that game, that was kind of like the Dylan Bell coming out party. He had a touchdown pass, he had a touchdown catch, had like a nice like contested catch on the sideline. I don't know, maybe I feel like he's kind of due. I wouldn't be shocked to see Dylan do something big this weekend.
I mean, what better person to have the breakout in Tennessee than the man himself?
That's right.
I mean, we've been waiting for him. He's had some drops, he's had some down. So the redemption, Jim, we haven't talked about it, but like we need to like uh, at some point we'll be centering on the officially unofficial wide receiver of My God a Podcast.
Yeah. Let's have a conversation about this. We need to talk about this.
Okay, okay. Um, but yeah, overall, I would say that I don't know, man. I kind of want to go off the radar on this one and get like Elias Williams, like you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah. Um,
Someone like that. But
can it be Can it be Peanut?
I was just about to say I would really love it to be Peanut though. Like I'd love the ABC crew to be just constantly just talking about Peanut, and I'd love to see just a nice picture of like a tattered checkerboard, like people just like leaving.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Dude, I love the way Peanut carries the ball. Um, yeah. I'm gonna go with Peanut.
I like it.
Go dogs, let the big dogs eat. Time to feast. Love
Go
it.
dogs.
Friend of the show, T Riley. All right. Next one.
Fireball.
The Hug Dog, Jason Huggins at HugDog18 on Twitter. He opened with sorry we packed up early, JP. Storms were coming. So I'm assuming this is tailgate discussion.
Yes, we rolled up on them, but which to be fair, I was like skating in like minutes before the kickoff kind of thing.
Like it was the game
Um,
time, James. It was the game time, James.
yeah, it was the game time change. I told you we lost an hour. So I lost that hug dog time. But yeah, no, all good, all good. You were doing exactly what I think that you should have done. What I would do.
All right, a few things from Hug Dog. One, can Georgia flip the switch offensively?
I think we can. I think we
Yeah,
can. It's just a matter of can we execute it? That's what I'm looking for. Like I said, the
yep,
plays are there. Players need to execute. Offensive line needs to get the push going. We very clearly have a talented offense that is there. We just have to put it all together. And I think that they can. It's just a matter of just doing it.
yeah, yeah. I agree. And what you're saying is you want them to run the field
Yes,
something.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a show me speech from Kirby.
Okay. Second, Jason says, since I'm headed to Knoxville, do I get Bucky's breakfast burrito or biscuit? And I have to again bow out of this because reminder, I've never been to Bucky's. I've never seen one. Like with where I drive, I've never even passed one. So apologies. There are no Bucky's on my usual routes.
Oh, Jim,
I think the
Jim,
only
Jim,
time
Jim,
I
Jim,
technically
Jim.
passed one was coming home from Indianapolis from the Natty with my dad. But it was like raining the whole time, and I was driving my dad's truck, and I never saw it. I believe it was there somewhere, but I guess I missed it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
never
got
never
it.
seen it.
You gotta go Bucky's.
I understand.
Um,
Yeah, I need to go past one. I don't know. I'm not gonna go out of my way. I don't know that it's worth it that much. But if I ever see one when I'm driving somewhere else, I'll stop.
yeah, yeah, grab some beaver nuggets and a brisket sandwich. I mean, I don't know that I've ever had the breakfast burrito there, but biscuits are usually my go-to for breakfast for sure. Carter would
Okay.
say biscuit as well for what it's worth.
Okay. Okay. Nice. I mean, I'm a fan of not having had these from Bucky's. I would go biscuit as well, just as being a biscuit person.
I know Michael Smith is a huge fan of the breakfast burrito. Nah, he hates burritos.
Oh, too good. Sorry, it took a second for that to sink in for me. Oh, so good. So good.
What does he
Uh,
say? Like, what does he say? Like, have fun with your mushy like tortilla. I don't know.
I mean,
However
like
he.
it's certainly a take. It's certainly a take. Michael, I still cannot believe that that's your take. Like when I heard that, I was like, what is going on? Like who thinks this way?
Like,
Uh,
what? Show me on the doll what the burrito where the burrito hurt you.
oh, too good. Um, let's see. Just some commentary. Jason said, "My heavens, our running backs ran hard in the second half versus Austin P." And man, they did. They did. That was made me feel a little bit better there in the second half.
Yeah, there was a run by Chauncey Bowens that was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like, can we do that regularly? That'd be amazing.
yeah, he's looked good. He's looked good. The running. I have been pleased with the running back room. I think the depth is we're deeper than I realized. I guess that's how
Yeah,
I'll say it.
agreed.
Um, and then Jason closes out with UT pregame is criminally underrated. So John, you're not aware of this. You because you haven't been there.
Mm-mm.
Um, but I think he was talking about the like in the stadium and like coming out to the tee
Oh, he's talking about
and
the
all
the
that, the
yeah,
kind of
the
like the pomp and
split the T.
circumstance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it is good. I mean, it's a good place to go. Um, I'll read his clarification. He said the band for Tennessee does an incredible job during the pregame. Splitting the T is one of my favorite traditions in all of college football too. Um, so yeah, and that place is loud. Like it is loud. Just the way the stadium is built, it's like vertical. Like the upper deck is like straight up, and it just holds all that sound in. So yeah, it is fun to go to a game there.
It's also like
Here,
110,000 people, right?
yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it is. It is. Gets really quiet though. If you can do it, if you can do it. So I've heard it
Yeah.
very loud. That I've heard it, the change in volume from the Travis Stevens touchdown to the Veron Haynes touchdown. Whew, that was beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, no, UT can screw off. I don't really care about their pregame. Sorry, dog.
Sorry, Hug Dog.
I'm not. I mean, they're. What are they trying to do? The alphabet? Like, I'm confused. Like, what are we doing here?
Nice. All right, Jason. Shout out. Appreciate you always, brother. All right. We've got one more listener question.
Oh my God!
My God, a freshman.
Trying to put glasses on it.
1980 rule, brother.
It is time for coaches over unders Tennessee edition. Let's see. You hold a slight lead still, John. So you get to decide whether you want to take the ball or do you want to defer?
I need to see what is the first question actually. Let's see
Gunnar
here.
Stockton passing yards over under 235.
Gunnar Stockton passing yards 235. I'll defer.
Okay. Uh I'm gonna go under because I need Gunnar to
Show me.
before I say over.
Yeah. I also agree under.
Okay. Next up, total rush yards for the Georgia offense at 175.
Um Push.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I know.
Um I'll go over.
Okay. I want to go over, but I might go under for strategery. But no, I'm just going to go over. I'm going to agree.
Nice.
Over under tight end receptions at 5.5. I did say I feel like the tight ends are going to be a big part of the game plan. So because I said that, I'm going to go over.
Over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over on that one.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. On to the defense, and then this one would be you first, JP. So over under 135 or sorry 195 rushing yards for Tennessee.
Under.
Okay. I'm gonna agree and say under. Tennessee passing touchdowns over under 2.5.
Mm.
Oh wait, I guess this one's me, right? I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say under because I'm like, let's see if I do the math, then that means that they're scoring over 17 points.
Right. I did the same math.
Yeah.
I was told there would be no math, but I did math anyway.
Still, there'd be no math.
And then over under 9.5 points in the first half for Tennessee.
Okay. I'll say under.
Okay. Mm, I'm gonna go over, and then I'll explain more when I do my pick, my
Okay.
score pick. That was 100% just to be different. Let's see. Special teams, over under 2.5 punt returns for Zachariah Branch.
Over.
Over. Okay. I'm gonna agree with you there. And then the last one is the miscellaneous, over under over under zero point 0.5 celebrity sightings by our tailgate friend dogs in Knoxville.
Over.
Over. Like who's a celebrity? Like is Bobby Wilson? Bobby Wilson sees himself. Is that a celebrity sighting? They're gonna get to run into somebody, right?
Yeah, you got to run into somebody.
I'll agree with over. Man, if I had gone under though, and then we had to like have coach has to like reach out to everyone and like the who'd you see? Who'd you see? Oh,
Maybe
he's probably
maybe
gonna do it. Gonna do it
maybe
anyways.
maybe he's referring to like on the game, like in the game.
I don't know. He said buy the
On
dogs
the
in Knoxville, so
okay.
we'll see. We'll see. All right, that's what we got for the over unders. Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks for sending that in as always.
Thank you as always, my friend.
All right, time for the game predictions, John. I know as we were discussing kind of in the show before the show, the line moved pretty significantly from where it opened up on like Saturday night, I guess, or Sunday morning, whenever. So Georgia is favored in this game by 3.5 points. The over under is 49.5. It gives you an implied score of Georgia 26.5 to Tennessee 23. We consulted with Oddshark. They've got a predicted score of Georgia 38, Tennessee 21. And then the college football graphs, Parker Fleming's model, he's actually got Georgia 31.5 to Tennessee 15.5.
Okay.
You got me to go first, or did you want to go first?
Well, you said that you had a prediction
Yeah, I had
predicated off of a previous answer, so I'm eager to hear your
I mean, kind of. I'll explain. So, yeah, I'm just going on this like Josh Heupel teams have never scored more than 17 points on the dogs. To me, this feels kind of like a protective football, win the game kind of thing to me. So I said they'd go over 9.5 in the first half, so I could see them like maybe getting to 10 in the first half.
yeah, I can see that.
But I mean, I think this one could be close. So I'm going to predict a close one. I've got dogs 24 to 17.
24-17. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got 31-14.
Mm. Mm. I like yours a lot better. What was it? 31 to 14?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Nice. I like that. I like that. I'm I don't know. Have you seen the like the Tennessee fans have been like tweeting stuff? Like they've been tweeting like individual plays and being like, "Remember this? Remember when we did this?" And it's like a big play they had in the game we won. Like it's
Yeah.
really weird.
I haven't been paying attention to Twitter much this week, but to look at the banter, because I know Hunter mentioned like that they were flexing like when they broke the decibel record or something, like I don't even remember that, but something with the decibels that they beat us when they
Yeah.
played us at home, and it was like a game that they lost. Like I don't know that that's the flex you guys are looking for here.
I think it was like the 2 years ago when they scored like on the first play. You know, they had that long touchdown run and they celebrated like they won.
Right.
I think it was that. I think it was that. I've seen that. I've saw one earlier tonight. It was like a touchdown pass that like Joe Mauer threw one year, and like he's the guy that got like obliterated by Stokes. Remember, like Stokes came on that blitz, and then we. I was like, I don't know. So I don't know. The cherry picking individual good plays from anything since 2016 is kind of odd to me. But anyways,
Yeah, agreed.
well, let's keep that rolling, and let's match that streak. Get to 9. I saw the poor man today was talking about um I guess when your Tennessee fans came to Athens like with numbers of the streak.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying like we
Mm-hmm.
should print out send a bunch of like 9 uh like posters or whatever, or like cards for fans to hold up if we get there. So
Yeah, that would be amazing. I was actually thinking about that, like if you had a whole section that you could coordinate something with at the on the UGA side of things to hold up like a red or black, something or other to make to ruin and wreck their their checkerboard situation.
yeah, yeah, seriously. True. That would be amazing. All right. You want to do the coaches pick'ems? Got a few games, just look around college football a little bit.
Yeah, let's go because I want to see what games I'm gonna miss from my kids' cheerleading situation.
Okay. Okay. Actually, so right off the bat, we've got one you're gonna miss. Um, so the
Then
first
blast
one
it.
is a night game. Shout out Chuck. Chuck, we got South Carolina in the picks this week. So you got
Mm.
Vanderbilt traveling to number 11, South Carolina. So South Carolina up to number 11. They are the Gamecocks are favored by 5.5. It's a 7:45 p.m. kickoff on SEC Network. I will say, man, Vanderbilt should be ranked, in my opinion, after the performance they've had thus far. Um, I think they should be ranked. But, anyways,
Rank them, you cowards.
yeah, yeah. I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna take South Carolina, but I'll tell you, man, I think this is gonna be a close. I could see like a South Carolina wins but doesn't cover kind of thing here.
I don't know. South Carolina at night. I feel like that's going to be a bit of a tall order. I feel like South Carolina covers.
Okay. All right. All right. Nice. Let's see. Next up, the Nooner on ESPN. Number 12, Clemson, 9.5 point favorite at Georgia Tech.
I don't know, man. I think I'll take Clemson on this one, but you never know.
I'm with you. I'm gonna take Clemson for family. Shout out cousin Sammy. But this one could be close. They struggled against Troy last week, and I do think Georgia Tech's pretty good. So I would not be shocked if Tech
Yeah,
wins.
Haynes King's still around, right?
Yeah, I saw somebody said something like once Haynes King starts limping, that's when you know like his superpower has been like activated. I thought that was pretty funny. Um,
Yeah, I would say that Clemson does not cover.
yeah. That I would agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see. This one's a return game from last year. So you got number 16 Texas A&M at number 8 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is favored by 6.5. It's a 7:30 p.m. kick on NBC. This is another night one. Sorry, John. Man, I don't know what to think about this one. I don't think I've really seen A&M this year, but I have
Yeah, I
seen Notre
haven't
Dame,
seen.
and they look like they've taken a step back. So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, mm,
I'll take A&M on that one.
okay, I'm gonna agree with you there. And then the last one at night, uh, shocking. There's a night game at LSU, Florida, newly unranked Florida, coming off their loss to South Florida at number 3 LSU. LSU is favored by 9.5. 7:30 p.m. kick on ABC.
I wouldn't mind Florida pulling the upset so that they have reason to keep Billy Napier around for a little bit longer, but I have a feeling that he may get left in the bayou.
Mm, okay.
This definitely has the makings of he's gonna get shanked and left in the swamp somewhere.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. LSU, huge win over Clemson. Didn't look great last week against like Louisiana Tech. But oh, last week, chalk it up. Funky weekend. All right, so you're going LSU.
Yeah, I think LSU will be fine there.
Yeah. See now, all right. I'm gonna claim that this was strategery because now we just picked all the same games. I'm just I I'm Kirby Death March, keeping my lead. Sorry, John. That was on it was on accident, but it happened.
That's funny.
All right, all right. That's what we got on the pick'em games.
Okay.
What else you got, John?
Not much. Like I said, I got some cheerleading situation that we got to do on Saturday night. I am planning on smoking a butt. I got a
Nice.
butt. I got a butt to get on. I'm gonna probably try to do it beforehand because, um, yeah, because of the cheering situation. I may try to do it Friday.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna have it cook like through the night, or just do it during the day Friday? And
Yeah, I'll probably cook it through the night on Friday and try to, grab it on Saturday morning after my run, kind of thing.
okay, I don't know what we're gonna do. We need to figure that out. Last week we did like we made bean dip, like for like a kickoff, and then kind
Mm-hmm.
of just snacked on it. And then we also had some wings. We actually had just like wings from Publix, like cooked wings, and just did like the naked wings, but then tossed them in a sauce. It was really good. So
Hmm.
I don't know, I liked it. Um, Probably won't do that 2 weeks in a row though. Well, we'll probably do the bean dip. This is to figure out what else goes with it. Always gotta have the bean dip.
You can never go wrong with Pontus Famous Bean Dip.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, I will be definitely chowing down on hopefully chowing down on some barbecue around kickoff time outside in the driveway. So that's my goal.
Okay. Okay. Nice. I will be, you know, probably taking down some electrolytes to rehydrate after my pregame run on Saturday. And but I'll be ready to watch the dogs take on the Vols in Knoxville. This is always a fun one. Too early in this season, but that's okay. Better than at the end. Uh it's real now. You know, we had the two tune-ups at home to kind of get us ready. Dogs have had some things to work on this week, and let's see what Kirby's got them boys ready to do in Knoxville.
Agreed. The Vols are setting up their checkerboard, but Kirby's playing chess, my friend.
Ooh, I like that.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.